Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Timmy Kemza James. So it's been a while. I know I've been MIA. I've been super busy. That's why. So I'm back now. Not to be stable, but I'm back anyway. So in today's video, we're going to be making a blazer and we're using this beautiful Ankara print. So what I did is I folded it in half and I'm giving it a good press. And I folded it to the quantity that will be enough for me for my blazer jacket. So now that depends on your measurement, which will be your circumference divided by 4 plus 8 there plus 4, sorry. So now what I'm marking is the length of my blazer. So when I went ahead to mark the length of my blazer, which I'm working with 29 inches, and then from that length downwards, I'm marking my armhole line, which I use 10 inches. And that's because I'm bigger. So for a smaller person, you may not need that much. The next thing was my waist measurement, which was around 19 inches. So I'm going to just go ahead and connect make the same point on the next side that's close to where my fold ends. Then I'll go ahead and connect that into a straight line. So by the time I'm done doing this, I'm going to come back to put in the rest of my body measurement. I'm marking 2.7 inches for my neck, and then I'm going to be, sorry, that's 2.5 inch that I'm marking like so, and I'm going to be connecting it into a straight line. That's going to be my button overlap, and it's going to be part of my collar as well. Now my button overlap is done, so I'm going to go ahead and mark my neckline. So I'm marking 2.7 for my neck round measurement. That's for my neck width. Then I'm marking my shoulder, which is 9.5 because it's a blazer. From there I'm going down by 1 inch, and I'm going to be connecting that 1 inch to the neck point that I marked, right? So by the time I do that, you can see I have my shoulder slant already. Now my on my bust point, or sorry, my armhole line, I'm going to go ahead and mark that 9, sorry, I use 9.9 inches, not 9.5. So I'm going ahead to connect the 9-inch points on the shoulder slant down to my armhole line, right? Like you can see. Now that 9 inches, don't forget, is half of my shoulder measurement. Now for my bust measurement, I'm going to be marking a quarter of my bust. And if you want allowance on it, depending on how loose or how tight or fitted, how loose or how fitted you want it to be, but I'm going to be marking a quarter of my bust. Then on my waist measurement, I'm going ahead to mark a quarter of my waist measurement as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and mark a quarter of my hip measurement as well. Then I'll connect all the lines together. Don't forget, I've not added any sewing allowance at this point. If you like, at this point you can go ahead and add your sewing allowance, but hold on a little first. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark my dart lines. So I'm marking my bust span, which is half of the distance from one nipple to another. That's my bust span. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it. Mine is 5 inches. Then I'm marking my bust point measurement, which is 12.5, and then I'm marking that 5 inches of my bust span at that point as well. Then on the hip line, I'm going to mark that 1 inch is for my hemming allowance. Then I'm going to mark 4 inches upwards from that line so that I can get the length of my dart. So now I'm going to go ahead and mark 5 inches as well. Mind you, that 5 inches, all your measurements are beginning from the line that you marked your button overlap, right? So I just go ahead and drew out my lines for my dart. Then I'm taking half inch on both sides. You can go ahead and do, depending on how large your bust is or how small your bust is, you can do less. Okay, I think I did 0.75 on each side for mine because I'm quite busty. So you can go ahead and do yours as you wish. So I went ahead to mark. Don't forget that at depth. So wherever you take that on that same line, you're going to have to pay back the that. So I went ahead to pay back my that. That's what you can see there. I paid back 1.5 inches. That's what you can see there, right? Now let's get back to our neck side. So I'm going to be marking my neck depth, which is 3 inches. That's what I've gone ahead to mark. Then I'm going to be curving it, like I'm going to be marking 2.5 on that point as well, so I can know how to sort of curve it. But at first I'm just making a four corner to sort of guide me into my curve properly. So I'll go ahead and curve that as well. You can just go ahead and use your French curve to make your curve. That's fine. Now back to my waistline, which I'm going to be marking my button overlap. I'm marking 1.5 inches for the button overlap, like you can see. Now let's come back to the armhole for a bit. So I'm going to be marking from my shoulder slant down to my armhole line. I'm marking half of whatever measurement I have there, and I'm putting a mark on the half point of it. Then I'm going to be connecting it because I want a princess dart line on the jacket. So I'm going to be connecting it to my bust point, and I'm going to be taking 1 inch on both sides. You can do half inch if you are not so busty. Again, you can go ahead and do half of an inch, but I'm taking 1 inch on both sides, and I'm going to be connecting it to my bust point. So I'm extending the line by 1 inch outside that point, right? So I'm going to be connecting my armhole point, that's the bust measurement I placed on my armhole, to that extended line in a curve using my French curve. So that will give us the princess dart line. Now back to my neck side, or my button overlap, or my collar, whatever. I'm going to be connecting my neck point measurement to the button break point, which is on my waist side, right? So you see that shape there. So I'm just going to be adding half inch for sewing allowance on the button overlap side, and I'm going to try to like connect it in whatever shape or form you want. That's totally fine, but I'm just making a very basic one, connecting it to that break point, which is on my waist measurement. Now this is what it looks like on the waist and down. Now this is my break point and all. So I'm just going to go ahead and rule a line from there down to the hem straight. If you want a curved shape on the front side of your blazer, you can go ahead and do that, like so, you can see. But if you're doing it from that your hemming allowance, you have to come up straight before you make your curve, right? So for me, I made a mistake here, but please do not repeat that on your own. I'm marking 3 inches from the hem upwards and 3 inches inwards. Then I'm using those 3-inch points to make a curve. But for you, make sure your hemming line, you go up by 1 inch when you make the curve. So the 3 inches will start after your hemming line. Whatever you're doing, it should be after your hemming line. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out, starting from my neck point and then my shoulder, and I'll go ahead and cut the remaining body. Let me allow you enjoy and see what I'm doing. So by the time I cut out, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be folding here so that you can see what the jacket will look like, the front, so that in case you have a problem with what it looks, you can just go in and sort of adjust it into whatever you'd prefer, right? So but you can see that it's coming up. Now I'm going to fold my fabric further, and I'm going to be making my lines such as shoulder, waistline, and the hem, shoulder, armhole, waistline, and the hem of my jacket, just like I did to the front side. So I'm not going to bore you with that again because I've showed you that earlier. So I'm just going to go ahead and go straight to when I start drafting. So now this is it. Then I'm going to be marking half inch, or 1 inch is still fine. I think I ended up marking 1 inch. So you can go ahead and mark 1 inch and draw a line there. That 1 inch is going to be my sewing allowance for the back side of the, for my center back or whatever. So that's what I'm just going to go ahead and rule like so. Now I'm marking the 2 point, my, sorry, that neckline was 3 inches, 3 inches neck width and 1 inch neck depth. Then I marked my shoulder, my armhole point, made my armhole curve, and then marked my darts just like I did to the front, except that my dart at the back was just half inch on both sides, and then half inch also on the armhole side, and added my sewing allowance while I was cutting, and there was no curve anywhere. So this is it. This is what I have. Now there was something that I missed when cutting this, but I'm just going to go ahead and fix that in the sewing video. When I get to the sewing, I'll show you what it was. It's actually the slits at the back of the jacket, so but I still found a way around it. So when I get to the sewing video, I'll show you that. Now I changed the pattern of my print to the opposite direction to have horizontal lines so that I can go ahead and cut out the facing or the lining part of the center front. That center front part, that facing there, I want the lines to take a different shape, so I just turned it like that. So I hope you understand what I mean, so that by the time I flip it, it will sort of give me a little contrast from what the front has and the back. So I went ahead to cut these parts with the print as well. Then the other part, I used a regular lining. You can use a suit lining or whatever, but this is not like a standard suit, so you don't need to do that. So this is what I meant by that. Now for my collar, I'm just going to pick any random piece of paper. Since I'm not working with pattern paper, I'm cutting with freehand. I'm just going to cut what I'm going to be using for my pattern for the neck. I just placed my center front on top of the piece, making sure that I have around 5 inches long, like it goes in a little, and then I have 5 inches long on the upper side, right? So I'm going to be drafting my collar. Now from the edge of this my shoulder, where my shoulder line began, that's where I'm going to be starting work at. So I'm going to bring my back pattern, my center back, and measure around that curve on my neckline, and then I'll be taking out my sewing allowance. I'm not starting from where my sewing allowance is, and when I get to the shoulder, I'm also not recording my sewing allowance. So I'll stop where I'm going to be joining, and whatever you have, mine I have 3.5, so I'll take the back side up, and then from where the shoulder of the front begins minus the sewing allowance, I'll mark my 3.5 inches, slanting it inwards towards the shoulder, but I'm still going to slant further. So I'll just put a mark there, and I'll connect that point. Now I'm just tracing my shoulder line, right? Now with your collar, you can go ahead and do whatever shape you want for your collar. You can just go ahead and play with that design around there. So I'll just make my own by slanting it up, but you can play with it actually. So I'll connect that 3.5-inch line that I made to my shoulder, like so, to the shoulder of the front pattern. Now I'm going to measure around half inch inwards towards my shoulder from that 3.5-inch. Then I'll connect it back because you want the line slanted back like so. Don't forget that that point is going to be crossing over to the back, so you just sort of want to curve it a little like that so that it relaxes when you're done with your collar. Then I'm going to measure the length of my collar, which is going to be 3.5 or 4 inches, whatever you want, but I'm working with 3.5 inches. And I'll connect it to the shape of the collar that I made. That, as you can see, I'll just connect it to that shape. This is just a design on your jacket really, so you can just play with it, but what I'm going to do is to connect it to that point. Now forget about what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to find a design that works for me, which I did not even eventually like. So it's not something I would want to tell you how to do it. I think you should just play with whatever works for you. So by the time I connected it, this is what the collar looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. So now I'm going to bring a fresh fabric and decide how I want the lines of my fabric to be on my collar. So I'll fold it in that manner and give it a nice press. Then that layer that I cut out, I'm going to fold, and then this layer where I made a straight line on it, that point where I measured 3.5 inches, and that's where it's going to be folded. It's going to be on fold. Then I'm going to go ahead and add around 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch sewing allowance, depending on how much sewing allowance you need. So I'll just go ahead and do that and cut that out. Now I'm going to be cutting piece of this, two pieces of that, because I'm going to use one as I'm going to need two because it's a collar, so one is going to serve as a lining for the other, but do not use lining, please use the same fabric. So that's a first panel. Wherever I want my design to start, I just make a notch at that my design point, and then I make a notch as well, so that notch is actually basically just to guide me how to fix it on the neck, right? So I went ahead to cut my odd I infused fusible interfacing on all my panels. Then I went ahead to cut my lining piece like so, you can see, and I added interfacing to my lining as well. Is optional. Okay, yeah, I did eventually add to my lining, which is optional as well. And here are all my pieces. So I'm going to just go ahead and show you the final look, but in our next video we'll see the sewing tutorial. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed, do ensure to subscribe. Look at this jacket, guys, it's so beautiful. And please, when you recreate my videos, don't forget to tag me on all your recreations. This is the back side, and you can see that point where I said you can play with the design. I did not eventually like mine, so I'm going to have to either beat that point or make something to sort of make it make sense to me, right? So at this point I've not fixed my sleeve. You can make it sleeveless or you can add sleeve, which I'll be doing other videos about it. So thank you so much, guys. See you in our next tutorial. Bye.